Among the many lives aboard the RMS Titanic, the stories of couples stand out as some of the most emotional and deeply human. Please subscribe, because they reveal how relationships, trust, and shared experiences shaped the way people lived through one of history's most unforgettable events, showing not just what happened, but how people faced those moments together, side by side, making choices that reflected their connection to one another. For many couples, the journey on the Titanic was more than just travel. It was the beginning of something new, a step toward a different life, filled with hope and possibility. Some were newly married, starting their journey together with excitement and anticipation, while others had been together for years, bringing with them a history of shared experiences and a strong sense of partnership. In both cases, the voyage represented an important moment in their lives. The environment aboard the Titanic provided a unique setting for these relationships. The ship, with its elegant spaces and carefully designed interiors, created an atmosphere that allowed couples to spend time together in comfort, sharing conversations, meals, and quiet moments. These experiences became part of their story, adding depth to their connection and creating memories that would later take on even greater meaning. As the days passed, couples settled into the rhythm of life on the ship, finding ways to enjoy the journey in each other's company. Whether it was walking along the deck, sitting together in common areas, or simply talking in their cabins. These moments reflected the importance of being together, of sharing the experience rather than facing it alone. When the situation began to change, and the reality of danger slowly became apparent, the presence of a partner became even more significant. Decisions that might have been difficult for an individual became even more complex for a couple, as each person had to consider not only their own safety but also the well-being of the other. In some cases, couples faced the possibility of separation, a situation that required quick and difficult decisions. The process of evacuation did not always allow for everyone to remain together, and this created moments of uncertainty and emotional strain. For some, the idea of being separated was too difficult to accept, influencing their choices in ways that would shape their experience of the event. There were also couples who managed to stay together, supporting each other as the situation developed. Their shared presence provided a sense of strength and reassurance, even in the face of uncertainty. These moments highlight the importance of human connection, showing how relationships can influence how people respond to challenging situations. What makes these stories so powerful is the range of experiences they represent. Some couples were able to continue their journey beyond the events of that night, carrying with them memories that would stay with them for the rest of their lives. Others were not as fortunate, and their stories became part of the larger narrative of loss that defines the Titanic's history. Looking back, the stories of couples on the Titanic provide a deeper understanding of the human side of the event. They show how relationships influenced decisions, how emotions shaped actions, and how people faced uncertainty together. These stories add a layer of meaning that goes beyond the physical details of what happened. More than a century later, these stories continue to be remembered and shared, not only because of their emotional impact but also because they reflect something universal about human experience. They remind us that even in the most difficult situations, the connections we have with others play a central role in how we respond and what we value. In the end, the famous couples on the Titanic represent more than just individual stories. They represent the idea that human connection remains important, even in the face of uncertainty. Their experiences, whether fully known or only partially understood, continue to add depth and emotion to the Titanic's story. The Titanic is often remembered for its scale and its tragedy, but it is these personal stories, the stories of people who shared their journey with someone they cared about, that provide a deeper and more meaningful perspective, reminding us that history is not just about events, but about the people who lived through them together.